Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Crew, Pat here. The aim of my question this week is to hopefully get some tips on making the most out of your disc purchases. I know you guys offer a buyback program through select retailers, which is really awesome. But the unfortunate reality is a pretty good section of the disc golf market doesn't have easy access to a pro shop and have to purchase their discs online as a result. Disc manufacturers make a large assortment of molds that come in a good variety of different plastics that are then produced within a range of weights, and as a result, the number of variables you need to take into account when making a blind purchase can be dizziness-inducing. And that doesn't even include the difference in runs and the variations that come about as a result of inconsistency in the manufacturing process. I know when you are buying something sight unseen, there's going to be a chance that whatever you are buying is a total flub. But are there some tips you guys can offer us, having that inside industry knowledge on refining some of those variables, like weight and plastic type, to help us make a more informed decision, at least within the Trilogy family? I appreciate what you guys do for the game, and I hope you all have an awesome day.
I know you guys probably have a lot. My quick input is that's why we make Is This Disc Right For You? Because we understand that there's a lot of choices out there, and so we try to help you with the Dynamic Disc brand. If you've never watched those, and I think almost every time I travel somewhere, at least one person thanks us for that series. So if you've never watched that, definitely go to the YouTube channel for Dynamic Discs and search it. Right now we have every mold that we have out right now. You can see from the Dynamic Disc line, and it basically is Eric throwing a disc, telling you his thoughts. He's kind of the professional, not kind of, he is from the pro side.
He's kind of the
sort
professional
of.
here.
He's the professional perspective, and then I throw it, and I'm the casual disc golfer's perspective, and you can kind of find your way in between that. And we also have Anthony, who's doing his Anthony Gets Dynamic series, which he's working on a few that we had on Instagram, but they're going to be now found on YouTube. You can find it. So Anthony is very much in the middle of me and Eric, so he's even a third perspective to kind of see.
Plus, you got Paige's point of view. You've got
Paige's point
Johnny
of view.
on the disc.
There's
a bunch of information out there.
There's a lot of information that will help you. It may not be the end all be all. You may still end up with a disc that didn't quite settle, but at least you'll have more information and can make a more informed decision. But back to other part of his question, which is the plastics and the weights. How do you help make a more informed decision?
I think it's personal preference, really,
Yeah.
on plastic type at least, and weights. I mean, if you're buying an overstable disc, like let's say you're trying to buy a Defender or an Enforcer, and your sole purpose of buying that disc is to fight through the wind, well, you're probably going to want to pick up a heavy one,
right?
And as far as the plastic type goes, I would just go with whatever is feels better to you in the hand, because the Fusion and the Lucid plastics, they fly relatively close to each
Pretty
other.
close.
One may be a little bit more overstable or have more glide or whatever, but for the most part, they're pretty close to each other. So at the end of the day, it's just what disc do you like better? For me, I love the Lucid plastic. I have a bag of Lucid plastic, so that's more or less my personal preference. Robert throws some Fusion and some Lucid,
kind of some of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I'm not sure why he does that, but he's completely wrong in doing so.
So dumb. The plastic type doesn't bother me much. I get good grip out of all three of the driver type plastics that we have, so I don't really care which one it is. I just like the ones that fly best for me. If you are looking for another disc that you already throw that mold, then it might be worth like writing into Answer Man and saying, "Hey, how are enforcers running right now?" For the most part, I think our molds are pretty consistent from run to run. We do have some anomalies occasionally, just as you said, as cooling processes and temperatures are different. Some discs end up different than their other runs. Like right now, there are some Lucid pink Defenders that are just super duper domey and stiff and way overstable,
and way 166. Grams,
yeah, and they're lightweight, so you can still bomb them, which is pretty cool.
They are beef.
But in general, like, we'd be happy to help you with just what we're seeing in the warehouse and at the store and things like that. But for the most part, if a disc comes and it's just not what you want from us, for me, what I've done is if I get it and it's just completely not what I want, I will first try to trade it or sell it online or something. And if that's not going to work, I've returned them before I was working at DD. I've returned them to DD and just said this just wasn't what I was looking for. And there's no harm in that. If you're really wanting a domey disc and you get a flat one, I mean, I'm not going to use it, but I know a lot of people that like flat discs, and so usually I'd find a way to
You can also
trade 'em or
put
something.
that in your order notes if you're
Yeah.
looking for a little bit more more domey or flatter. You let
Right.
the employees over at DD let them know.
Mhm. And we can't make any promises about
No,
that, but
absolutely not.
to the
But-
best of our ability, we're going to help out.
And there's disc golfers working there, so they know what to look for in a good
Yes,
disc.
they do.
So there's a 2017 Spiny Wood champion that works there.
There is.
Dang.
And her daughter.
And her daughter.
Which is this some year junior world champion.
So
2010.
Is that right? Oh, same.
Same.
Sick.
I was there.
Nice.
It was sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice.